And now we have a date again. It's October. I'm taken aback. When I come to my senses, I find my watch alarm is going off. The moon's age on my left arm. I reflexively shut the alarm off. The date on the dial quickly catches my eye. Monday, 18 October 2032. It doesn't feel like that much time has passed, but it's telling me it's already October. April 26, 2032. It's already been almost half a year since that eclipse. Time flies fast. As usual, the moon's age says 15. Huh? Come to think of it, this is strange. Come to think about it, when did I set my alarm? I don't remember doing that at all. The time is 1:10 p.m. Not only do I have no memory of doing so, I can't think of anything in particular that I should be doing right now. A closer look reveals that the alarm had been set specifically for today as well. It's like it's telling me, pay attention to this date. And time? What's going on? It's getting more and more baffling. If I wasn't the one who set it, then was it the previous owner? No way. What reason would they have had? If that's the case, then perhaps I myself, or a third person, did it when I was unaware? I don't remember doing it, and the past owner theory isn't valid, but a third person doing it is also impossible. There's no way I, of all people, would allow myself to get so defenseless and let someone get so close to me. Then a third theory is necessary. It wasn't me, nor was it a third person. Was it the work of a me who's not me? In other words, neither Hinata nor he, but another consciousness? That's impossible. That's absolutely... My eyes wander aimlessly about the room. What am I thinking? Where am I trying to head to? When and where am I existing? Not in this crazed world. Not in this warped time. What am I looking at? What is it that I see ahead? What are these eyes perceiving? Eyes. Eyes? I feel a gaze. Someone's looking at me. Is it that drone again? No, that's wrong. It's true that that drone still seems to be flying about, but my intuition tells me that's a mistake. That's not it. It's something more horrifying. I sharpen all my nerves and search my surroundings. The other side of the door. Outside the windows. The walls. Under the furniture. The floor. The ceiling. The communication terminal. There's nothing suspicious to be found. There's no signs of any unintelligible electromagnetic waves flying around either. As a test, I disconnect my biocomputer from the net. Time to log off. Nothing's changed. What is it? Just what is this? I start to break out into a sweat. I instantly whip the government out of my belt holster and grip it, then stand up as if I'd been kicked up. I spot the drone hovering outside the window, take aim, and fire. I shoot down the drone, but the gaze still hasn't disappeared. It's still looking at me. This is bad. My mental balance is crumbling. I'm clearly starting to lose my composure. Me shooting in open daylight in a city like this is proof above all else. I didn't put a silencer on either. What am I going to do if they trace it to me? I desperately tell myself this and try to calm down, but I can't settle my restlessness. My heart pounds furiously. Beads of sweat roll down my forehead. I feel my muscles stiffening. My mouth is getting dry. I haven't felt this feeling in a while. Fear? Am I feeling fear? Just who is it? Code? Exarch? Cyberforce? A new force entirely? My shooting glance surveys the surroundings. Don't tell me. I'm being spied on? Have I been hacked? He of all people? The one who is supposed to be the omnipotent god of the net? As I ring out a roar, I violently kick the table in front of me, sending it flying. The dinnerware cruelly scatters. I let out a deranged scream. I've never felt bottomless fear like this up until now. The fear is controlling me. My ability to calmly think scatters away. In addition to that, I feel like my consciousness is beginning to be separated from my body, and yet another very familiar feeling. The sensation of depersonalization characteristic of ICs. I shoot a hard glance that feels like it could kill a bear. Where? My gaze goes all over the place. They're not in front of me, nor behind me, nor above, nor below. Wait a minute. Come to think of it, up until now, starting from Hinata's time, I've occasionally felt someone's gaze, right? We'd always chalked it up to our imagination, but... That's right. It was always around the back of this head. But that's also different this time. It feels even closer. It feels closer. Much, much closer. The location of the gaze is in my head. How? Why? Fear. 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 Up until now, I've hacked using various systems and others' biocomputers as stepping stones. I've seen all sorts of stuff. Am I the one being hacked now? Is there a Trojan inside me? Am I being manipulated by someone, being used as a stepping stone? Fear. 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 I don't remember when it was, but I remember my thoughts at the time. I was touched by the IO system. What if this is Babylon? What if we're a shadow? What if a personality from a parallel universe is possessing us right now? My reflection's in the mirror, glaring right back at me. My face is pale, my hair is disheveled, my eyes are unnaturally wide. It can't be. Are you... over there? Let's say that's right. I can get there. That's right. I'm right here. At that moment, his expression completely changes. He instantly takes his Desert Eagle out from his waist and points it straight at the mirror. It happens so suddenly. It can't be. Oh no, she's discovered. Before the situation can be fully understood, it's already too late. He quickly points the muzzle at the crown of his head. And so I wander around once again, seeking the exit to this eternal labyrinth. Oh, I got the first bad ending. Insanity. Yeah, I was kind of, losing it there. Alright. For a little while, the stare-off between me and my reflection in the mirror continues. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. This goes on for almost 10 minutes. Eventually, I let the tension out of my shoulders. I laugh scornfully, berating my own masochism. Possessed by something from another dimension? How ridiculous. There's no way that's possible. I just gone nuts from my excessive fear. The total lunar eclipse and the transformation of cyberspace, the eternal full moon and the phase transition of real space. Too many abnormal things have happened that I'm starting to lose all sense of normality. Calm down. If you lose your calm, consider your life forfeit. I close my eyes and try to calm my heart down. Perhaps that bit of intervention went too far. Being discovered this early is probably the least desirable outcome. For now, it's still not the time for that. I have no clue who the hell that was, but if you want to look, then look all you want. I just have to do what needs to be done. In order to find my precious person, to find my lost other half, to find my ideal existence. That person definitely exists. Not here, but somewhere else. Not now, but at some other time. I reconnect my biocomputer to the net. Time doesn't matter. Not the past, nor the future, nor the present. There's just one existence that should be it, that should be with me. In order to realize that vision, I'll cross over the center of the ring of time as many times as needed. Even if the world is destroyed countless times, or I am reborn countless times, the place I'm going is just the place where you are. So I won't hesitate. I don't know when or where it will be. I will transcend all of space-time and go there. And that point is... The method to learn that is... I commence the search. You can't find her yet. You can't reach there all alone. But if you can obtain the cooperation of someone who has found out, then you'll know that soon enough. Before long, I find that. I find the person in possession of that. That person is somehow sending me a signal by themselves, as if they're summoning me. Is it a trap? Well, whatever. If this is a trap, then bring it on. If they plan on taking me in, then I'll just turn the tables on them. Wait for me. Wait right there, right now. And I finally arrive where she is. Monday, October 18th, 2032, 7:40 a.m. I gaze at the time displayed on the monitor and try to gather my thoughts. Among the three monitors, the leftmost and the rightmost are displaying the two lunar eclipse images. The left image is from the first video Lemchan left for me, the one I once shot. The total lunar eclipse from start to finish. The timestamp says 2032-04-26, 12:12 a.m. The right image is from a disc brought to me the other day, an anonymously shot video. It also depicts the total lunar eclipse from start to finish. The timestamp, surprisingly enough, says 2033-04-15, 4:11 a.m. I double-check the clock on the corner of the monitor. Monday, October 18th, 2032, 7:42 p.m. No doubt about it. Time hasn't gone haywire. No matter how many time servers I connect to, they all say the same thing. So is this video from the future? Recall what happened at Onesama's apartment. Memories carried over from the past, memories carried over from the future. I now have both. Also, if my memory from the future is correct, he also has dual consciousnesses. the past to future consciousness, for now let's call it the alpha consciousness, and the future to past consciousness, likewise the omega consciousness. For now, let's disregard the issue of whether or not the he of this point in space-time is aware of this situation. We know from experience that the beginning to all these incidents is the total lunar eclipse. The eclipse was thought to be the eclipse of April 26, 2032, at least by the me and he from the past. That is, our alpha consciousness thought so. The me and he that came from the future, our omega consciousness, also thought it was the eclipse of April 26, 2032, but it was actually the eclipse of April 15, 2033. But through that misunderstanding, alpha and omega, the two pairs of consciousnesses, were able to overlap into one at this point in time-space. According to quantum theory, the truth of an object in the world is set once it is observed. We have become entities conforming to quantum theory, and in doing so have crossed the walls of time to finally reach this point. In other words, you could say that this world we belong to is the world set through observation. I connect my biocomputer to the net. I open up the server and bring up the log of the night sky recordings shot over these past few days via live cam. An endless full moon. Perhaps this is a sign that cyberspace is eroding into real space. That's what I intuitively perceive. We are truly witnessing a miraculous phenomenon. But what could it mean? What is it that we must do as witnesses to this miracle? And when must we do it? When must we do it? Vividly etched into my memory is the end of the world, the blood-stained he and the deceased girl, the bleeding full moon. Perhaps the mission bestowed upon us is to prevent that hopeless conclusion. To save that girl is but we may find ourselves in need of a divine power to perform such a grand miracle. There are two memories right here, two consciousnesses. Two time axes are right here. The present is the melding of the past and the future. It's most likely that our time of action lies on the X point, cross point, that is, the moment these two vectors overlap completely. The present, the overlap of the past and future. Past, present, future, the three elements of time, huh? If you think about it, the world is composed of several trifold elements. There's the aforementioned past, present, future points of time, among others. The XYZ axes of space. The mother, father, child roles of human reproduction. First person I, second person you, third person he, she. Red, green, blue, the three primary colors of light. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity of Christianity. The real, the symbolic, the imaginary, the components of the world according to Jacques Lacan, philosopher of the previous century. Anu, Enlil, Ea. Let's see, Anu, the heavens, Enlil, the skies, Ea, the earth and the sea. The creators at Anunnaki who designed the virtual world of Babylon. Perhaps that too was an inevitable outcome. Then perhaps once three elements, three axes overlap, a miracle may occur. Just like how God Almighty is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. My thoughts are running rampant. Overlapping worlds. Real space and cyberspace. If there were a third world, for now let's name it after the imaginary I-axis, imaginary space, that exists somewhere we're unaware of, then perhaps even that world is beginning to overlap. Three overlapping axes. The total lunar eclipse of the past, the total lunar eclipse of the future. What if there exists a total lunar eclipse of the present? Wait a minute. Nowadays, can't we accurately calculate the lunar eclipse cycle? My biocomputer searches the net at high speed. Before long, I find this in a video archive.
今ではサロス周期の発見によって数年ごとにやってくる天体イベントとして親しまれています。次の月食は今年の10
That's it.
サロス周期
That's it. Through use of the Saros cycle discovered in ancient Babylonian times, we've gained the ability to predict what sort of eclipse, partial or full, will occur on what year, what month, what day, and at what time. Awesome. With this, it'll be a cinch to look up lunar eclipses of this age. Let's search once more. And just as expected, a total of 3 eclipses occur between April 32 and April 33, all of them total eclipses. Bingo! The first eclipse, April 26, 2032 at 12:12 a.m. The eclipse we experienced in the past. The moon that began it all. Let's call this the first eclipse. The final eclipse, April 15th, 2033 at 4:11 a.m. The eclipse we experienced in the future. The moon that ended the world. Let's call this the third eclipse. And finally, the eclipse at the midpoint, the second eclipse, takes place on
2032年10月の時刻は午前4時1分。そうだったよね。
This time and date is most likely the X point, the trifold overlap. Surprisingly enough, all 3 eclipses can be observed in Japan. All of them occur between dusk and dawn. Almost as if by someone's design. As if our eyes had been deceived by an optical illusion. As if everything had been prepared beforehand. But this had been set since the time the sun, the moon, and the earth were born, ever since the birth of the universe. 'Tis but a coincidence. No, perhaps I should say an inevitability. Just like how a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil can cause a tornado in Texas, perhaps our mission had already been set hundreds of billions of years in the past. And so were our meetings and our partings. I slowly type out a certain address and go to it. Lem's fortune telling. Unfortunately, Lem-chan's not around. I wanted her to read one last fortune for me. I wanted her to talk to me, but there's no use complaining about it. So instead, I read my own fortune using the program installed on the site. Just a simple 1-card oracle reading. The card I draw is... The card depicts an electronic universe. In the center is a clock. The time reads 4:01. On the outside is a single winding knob attached to the clock. On the left is a girl, gripping that knob to turn it. However, her eyes are pointing left. She is not looking at the clock itself. On the upper left is an amber jewel. On the upper right, a dark blue jewel. Engraved into the card is the letter X, 10 in Roman numerals. 2 lines crossing, 2 lives that meet as they should meet, and part as they should part. It is the 10th tarot card, Wheel of Fortune. In the upright position, it means fate, chance, new developments, good timing.
これが私。
I'll take it as a good omen. I know we will make it through. In the end, I never met Lem-chan's player, but that's fine. For I surely received the message they wanted to tell me. I now understand everything they wanted to tell me. My proper course of action has been set. How great of you to have elucidated everything thus far. Your final mission is to guide him to that point. It's imperative you make haste. The final grains of sand are slipping through the hourglass. The time has come. Now is the time to call upon my partner. I connect the rosary to my biocomputer. In response, my left eye glows blue. I finish my preparations as I begin to ponder. Right now, in this world, phenomena become set upon recognition by an observer. But this way, I've realized the truth. No idea if the timing is too early or too slow. But eventually this state of quantum superposition will collapse. No idea when that will happen. But it's because I have no idea that I should give it a try. I think it's worth giving it a shot. Because I know the time, place, and roles I must take. I believe in me and my partner. I suddenly noticed that out of the 3 monitors, the center one is now displaying something. A total lunar eclipse. Along with the left monitor, the right monitor, all 3 eclipses, the first, second, and third, are up here for display. The timestamp displayed on the middle eclipse is... Suddenly, somebody's undone the security to the entrance and treads foot upon the room. That somebody's footsteps approach. Soon enough, he comes before me. My heart beats to the melodic rhythm of those footsteps. I close my eyes in anticipation of the arrival of my partner. Monday, October 18th, 2032, 11:59 p.m. Tuesday, October 19th, 2032, 12 a.m.